This conference will now be recorded.
Roll call.
Councilmember Fagerly,
Here.
Askey,
Here.
Schwantes. Here. Davis. Here. Alvarado,
Here.
Osmus,
Here.
Plowman,
Here.
Nelson. Here. And Mayor Calvin, sorry.
Here.
Okay, 9 present, 0 absent.
We'll have the Pledge of Allegiance presented by Councilmember Fagerly. Councilmember Fagerly.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Get the flag up here again. Oh, there it is. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Are there any proposed additions or deletions to the agenda? Seeing and hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to approve as the agenda as presented.
So move.
Second.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Motion is made by Fagerly, seconded by Schwantes. Discussion. Roll call.
Councilmember Fagerly,
Aye.
Maskey,
Aye.
Schwantes,
Aye.
Davis,
Aye.
Alvarado,
Aye.
Osmus,
Aye.
Plowman,
Aye.
Nelson. Nelson? Aye. 8 ayes, 0 nays.
That motion passes. Next, we'll have Finance Committee report. Councilmember Nelson.
Mr. Mayor, we need to do the consent agenda.
Is there a motion for the consent agenda?
So move.
Motion by Fagerly. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Davis. Motion made and seconded. Discussion. Roll call.
Councilmember Maskey,
Aye.
Schwantes,
Aye.
Davis,
Aye.
Alvarado,
Aye.
Osmus,
Aye.
Plowman,
Aye.
Nelson. Aye. Fagerly,
Aye.
8 ayes, 0 nays.
That motion passes. Next, we'll have the Finance Committee report. Councilmember Nelson.
Finance Committee meeting of the City of Willmar met at 5 p.m. on Thursday, June 18th, 2020 via teleconference. Those that were present were Councilmember Nelson, Fagerly, Plowman, and Osmus. Others on the teleconference were City Administrator Gramitz, Finance Director Okens, City Planner Swedberg, Karis Health CFO Mike Schramm, and Karis Health CFO Andy Rawling. After the meeting was called to order, it was requested that we had an additional item that was a barn theater request, which had been received by Mr. Gramitz on that day. The action item that we had was an adjustment for the Main Street budget amendment. And staff explained that the 2020 Main Street budget board in February, and the city was reviewed and approved by the Main Street Board City Council in March. And due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the Minnesota Main Street chose to reallocate programming dollars of $4,000 to local businesses, to grants and local businesses instead of the Main Street programs. This grant money was anticipated to be used towards a downtown assessment project with the Minnesota Main Street that would coordinate with the city's comprehensive plan efforts. The downtown assessment costs $10,000 and was in the original budget. Willmar Main Street would like to appropriate $4,000 remaining from the 2019 toward this project to make up for the grant funding shortage. Further, Blue Cross has offered a $16,000 donation to erect a monument in downtown Willmar that would help visualize our welcoming promotion for the Artists on Main Street program. It was noted that Willmar Main Street has $15,323.70 left over from 2019 and anticipates utilizing these funds towards projects that increase downtown vitality this year. It was moved and seconded and passed to present a resolution to amend the budget for Willmar Main Street to $69,000 to include the $16,000 Blue Cross donation and to reappropriate the additional city funds of $4,000. And I will enter that motion now.
I'll second it. Osmus.
Motion made by Nelson, seconded by Osmus. Discussion. Roll call.
Councilmember Schwantes,
Aye.
Davis,
Aye.
Alvarado,
Aye.
Osmus,
Aye.
Plowman,
Aye.
Nelson,
Aye.
Fagerly,
Aye.
Maskey.
Aye.
8 ayes, 0 nays.
That motion passes. Councilmember Nelson.
Thank you. Our next item was the Karis Health update, and Karis Health CEO Mike Schramm and CFO Andy Rolling explained that the lease and affiliation agreement between the City of Willmar and Karis Health stipulates that the status of the obligations and covenants be reported to the City of Willmar within 180 days of the year end, or more frequently if requested. Mr. Schramm and Mr. Rolling presented the information to the committee and explained that all rent payments and intergovernmental transfer payments are current. All service commitments are in compliance, as substantially all services remain intact. Rice Home Medical continues to offer its products and services via leadership and direction through CentraCare Health. Capital investments since the inception of the lease are $12.7 million and are expected to average an amount of capital investment to be $8 million by June 3rd, 2020. And that information came from their board minutes, the board meeting minutes that we approved last meeting. Audited financial statements and their most recent financial year end as of June 30th, 2019 have been completed and have been provided to the City of Willmar's Finance Director. Further work and questions are being answered based on conversations with the Finance Director. Based on this information, Karis Health believes that it is in compliance with all the obligations of the lease and affiliation agreement. Our next item was the Barn Theater request. And as I indicated, that request was received by Mr. Gramitz the day of our meeting. And Mr. Gramitz reported that the Barn Theater had obtained 3 loans through the Small Cities Development Program, which is administered by the HRA, on June 12, 2014. One feature of one loan is that after 7 years, which would be June 21st, 2021, the loan would be forgiven if the theater still owned the property. The balance of that loan is $29,462. The theater has contacted the City of Willmar requesting early forgiveness of the loan to enable the Barn Theater to sell the 3rd floor of their building. Selling off this part of the building would enable them to get through the economic crisis caused by the COVID pandemic. In order for that to happen, the loan would need to be forgiven about 1 year early. The other 2 loans have a remaining balance of $1,600 and $6,088.82 and could be paid off with the cash flow provided by the early forgiveness of the first loan. The city attorney is researching which entities are authorized to provide early forgiveness, and staff will report back to the committee as information is received. The 2020 Street Improvement Financing Update was the next item that we discussed, and Finance Director Okins reported on the status of the 2020 street improvement projects and the local option sales tax bonding, noting that the local institutions have been contacted. 2 of the local option sales tax projects, Robbins Island and Swanson Field, may potentially be included together for one bond issue. Further information will be provided at the next Finance Committee meeting. The next item was just an update on the state financial information. and this has changed since the meeting, but at that time, Finance Director Steve Okens and City Administrator Brian Gramitz reported that there was no new information received from the state to date. Chair Nelson reported concerns expressed by several state organizations that the current special legislative session will not come to a decision on how to distribute the CARES funds before they adjourn. Once again, it was hoped that more information from the state will be available for the next Finance Committee meeting, and I know there's an item on our agenda. Future agendas, it was noted that there was no new council requests had been received to date. Sales tax status reports and 2020 street projects as bid budgets will be presented at future meetings. There was no further business to come before the committee, and the meeting was adjourned at 5:40, and I would enter a motion to approve the minutes at this time.
Osmus, I'll second.
Motion by Nelson, seconded by Osmus. Discussion. I have a couple questions. The barn theater request that had came through the mayor's office, and the mayor did forward that to the administrator. So I'm glad to see that that is moving forward. I was hoping to get a report on that, but I'll talk. I have a meeting with Brian this week. I'll talk to him about that at that time. The other thing is that on the Rice Hospital, we had asked that to come before the full council, and I understand that they're now working through the finance director. Is that what I understood?
No, I believe Mr. Gramitz sent out the information on that, so that was the direction from Mr. Gramitz. There was an email that went out to us, I think, with that, so that's where I got the information from.
Okay. The email that Mr. Gramitz had sent to us said that they would not meet with us, and that the information would be coming through staff. And so the report said that it was coming through the finance director in the report that you just submitted. So is that correct?
The report that they presented is the same report that was presented to the Rice Board of Directors, and I think Mr. Scott was involved in these conversations too. So I was not involved in any other conversations regarding that. So that is the information that you have in front of you is the same that I got.
Okay, I'm just reading what you read, and it said that the audited financials, additional words, and have been provided to the Willmar City of Willmar's finance director. Further work and questions are being answered based on conversations with the finance director.
That is, Mayor, that is as much as I know. I know that the conversation when those two were connected, Steve had not met, Mr. Okens had not met with Mr. Rawlings, and they were working on auditing or comparing the numbers. That's all I know, and I have not been part of any other conversations.
But the email that Mr. Gramitz sent us said that you, as a finance chair, and Mr. Okens as a finance director, and himself had met with staff from Karis Health.
That it simply was an introduction because, Mayor Calvin, it was simply an introduction because Mr. Gramitz had not met Mr. Schramm, and Mr. Okens had not met Mr. Rawling. And so there had been a meeting that was planned before the pandemic happened that didn't happen, and we decided to do it virtually for them to just meet, to have the connections and to have the conversations. And that's what that meeting was about.
Right. But what I had heard the council ask for, and if the council doesn't want to do that, that's fine. And you know, I'm going from the two emails that Mr. Gramitz sent, plus also what the council had asked for. And so I had other council members also message me saying that they had wanted to get information from the hospital. So I understand that if they only need to report to us, and I just want to make sure that everybody's aware of that email that was sent out from Mr. Gramitz. in regards to that. So with that, there's been a motion made and seconded. Additional discussion. Roll call.
Councilmember Davis,
Aye.
Alvarado,
Aye.
Osmus,
Aye.
Plowman,
Aye.
Nelson,
Aye.
okay,
Aye.
Maskey,
Aye.
Schwantes.
Aye.
8 ayes, 0 nays.
That motion passes. Next, we have Labor Relations Committee minutes. Councilmember Maskey.
Labor met on June 22nd. The regular council membership was there. We were also joined by the HR director, rec director, and city administrator. We only had one item on our agenda. It was the recreation assistant hiring. We had a retirement back in April. We did not fill it due to the COVID pandemic. We believe it is time to reopen that position as things have opened up. If that our conversation really stretched around, is the position still adequate and correct given where we are at? Cash flow isn't good to be able to support that position, and all of those questions were answered to our satisfaction. And so we passed a motion to approve the hiring process and fill the recreation assistant position. I will let you know that they were at the point of actually scheduling interviews, and so most of those folks that were in that pool are still available. So if we approve this, it should be able to move quite quickly. But that was the motion, is to continue that hiring process for the recreation assistant, and I'll move that motion forward at this time.
Second, Schwantes.
Motion by Maskey, seconded by Schwantes to fill the position of recreation assistant. Discussion. Roll call.
Councilmember Alvarado,
Aye.
Osmus,
Aye.
Plowman,
Aye.
Nelson,
Aye.
Eggerly,
No.
Maskey,
Aye.
Schwantes,
Aye.
Davis.
Aye.
7 ayes, 1 nay.
That motion does pass. Councilmember Maskey.
There was no other items to come before the Labor Relations Committee that evening, so with that, I would make a motion to file the minutes.
Second, Schwantes.
Motion by Maskey, seconded by Schwantes to file the minutes of the Labor Committee. Discussion. Roll call.
Councilmember Osmus,
Aye.
Plowman,
Aye.
Nelson,
Aye.
Eggerly,
Aye.
Maskey,
Aye.
Schwantes,
Aye.
Davis,
Aye.
Alvarado.
Aye.
8 ayes, 0 nays.
That motion passes as well. Now we're on to the consideration of appointing election judges. Ms. Thompson.
Before you is a resolution listing the various election judges for the various polls and precincts throughout the city of Willmar. And this is something that needs to be approved by council prior to the election for the primary. And we will have again another resolution for the general election in November. But this one covers the primary election. So it's staff's recommendation to approve.
Osmus, I'll make that motion to approve the list of election judges.
Meskey second.
Motion by Osmus, seconded by Maskey to approve the election judges for the election on Tuesday, August 11th, 2020 for our primary election. Roll call.
Councilmember Plowman,
Aye.
Nelson,
Aye.
Fagerly,
Aye.
Maskey,
Aye.
Schwantes,
Aye.
Davis,
Aye.
Alvarado,
Aye.
Osmus.
Aye.
8 ayes, 0 nays.
that resolution passes. Next, we're on to the council member announcements. Start with Councilmember Fagerly.
None at this time.
Councilmember Schwantes.
Pass.
Councilmember Metzke.
Pass.
Councilmember Osmus.
Pass.
Councilmember Alvarado.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm going to talk about the food shelf again. 320, this is for the one in Willmar, 320-235-2641. Second harvest, 800-365-0270. We don't want anybody to go hungry. Keep in mind, there's a lot of good things to do outside. Don't forget to do that. I hope everybody enjoyed their 4th of July. It sounded like it was a safe one. Thank you.
Councilmember Davis.
Pass.
Councilmember Nelson.
I will pass also. Thank you.
Councilmember Plowman.
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Next, we have a notice of council committee meeting dates, labor.
We will not have a meeting on the 13th.
Finance.
Finance does have a meeting scheduled July 9th, and the agenda is out in the Dropbox.
Community development.
No meeting on the 13th.
Public works, public safety.
Wednesday, July 8th, 5 p.m. The minute or the agenda should be posted at this time.
Nothing else to come before the meeting, for the council. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Osmus, second.
Motion by Schwantes, seconded by Osmus to adjourn. We are adjourned.